1-0, State versus Jesney R. Lugo. Charge is DWI. Ms. Lugo, where are you?
Here, Your Honor.
There you are, okay. And Hendrik Garcia, where are you?
I'm here, Your Honor.
Very good. Would you two please raise your right hand? Do each of you solemnly swear that in your cases, the information and responses you submit will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Ms. Lugo,
Yes.
thank you. Put your hand down. Mr. Garcia,
Yes, Your Honor.
thank you. You may put your hand down. Before we proceed, I need to make sure that you're aware of rights and protections that the Constitution and statutes provide you. First of all, you have the right to remain silent. That means that both of you individually, in your individual cases, each of you has the right not to be compelled to make a statement. You cannot be compelled to answer questions, nor can you be compelled or forced to submit written paperwork that has your signature. Do you understand you have the right to remain silent, Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lugo,
Yes, sir.
you each have the right to a jury trial. That means you and your attorney and the state together would select 6 people from a pool of disinterested citizens who would hear all the evidence, see everything that's presented, and they 6 would decide whether you are not guilty or whether you have been proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt. You understand you have that right, Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lugo,
Yes, Your Honor.
you also have a right to confront witnesses. That means each of you, if you decided either one or both, if you decided to go to trial, your individual trial would require the state to try and prove you guilty by using witnesses. You and your attorney would have the right to cross-examine, question, or challenge any witness who would testify. That's called the right of confrontation. Do you understand you have that right, Ms. Lugo?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Each of you has the right to appeal. When all of this is over, the case is finished, within a certain time limit, you would have the right to file an appeal. That is a demand that a higher court. Ms. Lugo, I need your attention, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
The right of appeal would be a right for each of you individually or with the assistance of your attorney to demand that a higher court review the official record of this proceeding and the evidence and everything else pertinent to decide whatever legal questions or challenges you might have. That's essentially called the right of appeal. It has to be done carefully because it requires substance and information in the documents that you would submit. Plus, those time limits also are important. You understand you have the right to appeal, Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lugo,
Yes, Your Honor.
you also have the right to demand that this proceeding be held in the open public courtroom. Because of the COVID pandemic, we're not doing that. We're instead doing this by video conference, but it requires that you and the state, because the state has the same right, you and the state have to consent to the video conference proceeding. Did you understand you have that right, Ms. Lugo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, did each of you individually review the documents that have your signature in this proceeding And did you do that review with the help and guidance of your own attorney, Mr. Garcia,
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lugo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Among the documents that you signed, the first one that I've asked you about was the consent to video conference. Did you sign that document, Ms. Lugo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
You each signed a document that's titled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions. That document includes in writing a repetition or a reminder that you have had explained to you the rights and protections of the Constitution and laws in Texas regarding your charges. Did you understand that document, Ms. Lugo?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Included in there was a reminder that the deal that you're making, the plea bargain that you're making with the state is not binding on me as a judge. As a judge, I have the authority and the responsibility to decide whether I accept your plea bargain or not. I have to say yes or no to your plea bargain. I also have to decide whether I accept or not the punishment that you worked out. I have the authority to give you any punishment in the range of punishment for your offense. That is the offense to which you plead. If I reject your plea bargain, or if I give you a punishment that's greater than what you agreed to, in either case, the law would allow you to start all over again, and nothing that you've said or signed would be used against you. That's in that same document. It tells you that. Did you understand that in the document, Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lugo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Another important document is the one that I certified to you. It is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. In that document, I tell you, you are entering a plea bargain, and because of that, you will not have the right of appeal. Did you understand that, Ms. Lugo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Each of you apparently is going to get some form of probation, whether it's deferred or regular probation. Each of you is requesting that each of you read, understand, and sign the application for probation, either deferred or regular probation. Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lugo?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Question. Mr. Garcia, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lugo? I'm sorry.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, okay. Thank you both. Now, defense attorneys, Ms. Taylor Wood and let's see, Brian De La Rosa. Did each of you assist your respective defendant in reviewing and signing the documents that are part of this proceeding?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did each of you sign an affirmation or declaration that the state has complied with Article 39.14 Texas Code of Criminal Procedure by providing all the discovery that is required by law?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, let's talk about Mr. Hendrik Garcia. Does the state have any motions in reference to Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Judge, on this case, we're moving to waive the extreme intoxication enhancement and proceed as just a regular DWI first.
No objection.
There being no objection, the court grants that motion. Mr. Garcia, you're now charged officially with regular DWI or misdemeanor B DWI. The DWI extreme intoxication has a higher level of punishment. You're now in the lower level of punishment. Do you understand that? Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. To the charge of DWI, Misdemeanor B. How do you plead, Mr. Garcia? Mr. Garcia,
No contest, Your Honor.
a no contest plea
Yes.
is considered a guilty plea in this court and is sufficient for me to convict you. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. State, is he being granted deferred or not?
No, Judge.
All right. You have pled no contest to the charge of DWI first. Based on your plea and the evidence, I find you guilty. What is the agreed recommendation on sentence at this time?
Judge, it's 180 days Bear County Jail, probated over 14 months.
Fine.
An $800 fine plus court costs.
8.
60 community service hours.
How many?
60
All right.
DWI intervention. Victim impact panel live. The TAP evaluation. Ignition interlock for half the term. And $60 restitution to DPS.
$60 to DPS. All right. Mr. Garcia, how do you make a living?
I work 2 jobs, Your Honor. I'm a mow technician at my first job, and I'm a caregiver on my second job, Your Honor.
And what is your income, the total income, everything combined?
I made $56,000 annually last year, Your Honor.
Do you have children that you support?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. I have 6.
6 children. What are their
Yes.
ages?
3, 9, 13, 15, 20, and 22.
All right. You're 20 and 22. I do not consider a dependents, but are they still at home?
Yes, they are, Your Honor.
All right. The court approves the punishment. You are sentenced to 180 days Bear County Jail, probated, suspended for 14 months. You understand that probation is a written legal binding agreement between you and this court. And that agreement is, the essence of it is that you will live up to 100%, and I mean that literally, 100% of the conditions of supervision. In exchange, I will not impose the 180 days jail time. However, if you violate the probation conditions and the state asks me to give you notice in a hearing, then we can bring you in. And if the evidence, in my opinion, is sufficient, I can revoke your probation and send you to jail. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You are fined $800 plus court costs. You will perform 60 hours of community service restitution. You will perform or complete the DWI intervention program, the victim impact panel live. You'll submit to a TAP evaluation and the recommendations, subject to my approval on the recommendations. You'll have ignition interlock installed in your vehicle for a minimum of 7 months. During that 7 months, you're not to drive any other vehicle other than your own, whether it's your children's vehicles, your wives, or whoever. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Driving any other vehicle would be a violation of your probation. I do not impose the $60 to DPS. The state has a multi-billion-dollar budget. I don't think they're gonna miss your $60. Your supervisory fee will be $43 a month. Questions, state.
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Mr. Garcia, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Wood?
Just about the community service hours, Judge, we just asked that Hendrick be allowed to make a donation in lieu of the hours.
I authorize donation at a rate of $12 an hour. The court's preference is that the donation be made to the Gabriel Project. However, you will have an option. You may choose to donate instead to the San Antonio Food Bank. That is your choice. Questions, Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor, just one. How long do I have to make this donation?
That's, actually, you have by law, you have the 14 months. But I suggest to you, you want to do it pretty quickly.
Okay, Your Honor, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Now, you're ordered to appear in the offices of County Court of Law number 5 to have your thumbprint placed on the documents of this case as required by law. You're also going to be required to stick around here. Don't leave this hearing until you have met with Ms. Maricela Luna. She is what's called a court liaison officer. She's going to start you off on probation. Just so you're aware, the probation department is going to read to you the conditions of supervision. You will sign those conditions and you will have a copy put in your hands. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, sir. Wait
Thank
for
you.
Ms. Luna. Ms. Jesney R. Lugo. Do we have a motion in her case, state?
Yes, Judge. In this case, we would move to add count 2, obstruction of highway, and proceed solely on count 2.
No objection, Your Honor.
There is no objection. Do you, in addition, waive the 10-day notice on amendment?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Then the court grants the motion. We add count 2, which includes obstruction of a passageway, highway, or waterway. And the 10-day notice of amendment is waived. Ms. Lugo, that means that you're no longer charged with DWI. You're now charged with obstruction of a passageway, highway, or waterway. Now, to that charge, how do you plead, ma'am?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Did anyone threaten you, intimidate you, or promise you anything other than the plea bargain in exchange for the plea of guilty?
No, sir.
You understand that a plea of guilty is sufficient for me to convict you at this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, state.
Yes, Judge.
What is the agreed punishment?
It is 12 months deferred, a $500 fine plus court costs, 48 community service hours, DWI education, victim impact panel, TAP evaluation, and ignition interlock for half the term.
That is the agreement, Your Honor.
All right. Just so you know, Ms. Lugo, deferred adjudication is very beneficial to you because if you live up to 100% of the conditions of supervision, you do not get convicted of the charge even of obstruction. If you violate the conditions, then the state may ask you to give you notice, bring you in, and if in my opinion, the evidence shows that I should go ahead and enter a conviction, that conviction would follow you the rest of your life. You have an opportunity to get this behind you. If that happens, that is that you fail or refuse to live up to 100%, then upon finding or entering a conviction, you'd be looking at 100% of the punishment, which is a fine from $0 to $2,000 and jail from 0 days to 180 days. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have children that you support?
Mm.
Pardon me?
Yes.
How many?
I have 3 and then 1 on the way.
All right. How old are the 3?
8, 4, and 2.
All righty. And do you live with a father, or are you separated or not in the same household?
Not in the same household at the moment.
Is the father providing support?
For my older 3, not at the moment. He's on child support, but we don't get anything from him.
And why is that? Do you know?
No clue.
Have you gone to the Attorney General's office on child support?
I have, but it's been about 6 months. He gets paid under the table, so he doesn't get nothing taken out of his checks.
Okay. But even in that event, he's still not paying you the support he's supposed to by order?
No.
All right. Okay. I find that there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, but I do not find you guilty. I accept the agreement that's been reached with the state. I grant you 12 months deferred adjudication. You are fined $500. I am probating half of that.
Thank you.
You will complete 48 hours of community service restitution. You'll complete the DWI education program, victim impact panel, the TAP evaluation, and recommendations subject to my approval. You'll have ignition interlock installed in your vehicle for a continuous 6 months. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Your supervisory fee was going to be $25 a month. Any questions, Ms. Lugo?
No, Your Honor.
I am ordering that you follow up with the Attorney General's office. I want you to press that child support, because every dollar that that man fails or refuses to pay for your children is a dollar that you're allowing him to steal from them. He was
Yes,
man enough to father them, he ought to be man enough to pay child support.
Yes,
I-
sir.
I find it very offensive when you have a person like that. All right. State, any questions?
Nothing from this.
By the way, you'll need to wait and visit with Ms. Luna. And you are also required to come in and put your thumbprint on the documents as required by law. All righty?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Who else do we have, Patricia?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Attorneys need to report at this time?
Judge, the ones that are ready are, the other 2 that are ready, and I think Linda's gonna take you, Mr. Bob Hicks's client, Jason Richard Mogas, but I just got a message on chat from Mr. Dittman, and they have to go over to County Court 8 for a 10:30 hearing.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may, if the court would allow, if Mr. Hicks could handle the plea here, and I will proceed to County Court Law number 8 so that I can keep that court happy as well as this court. Do we have approval to execute that way, Your Honor?
I don't have a problem with that.
And
Okay, then
Your
let the
Honor,
Pardon me?
And Your Honor, just to let the court know, because of Mr. Dittman's statement sometime last week, he is not on the case he's not on the cases. It's now Bob Hicks.
Okay, so apparently they've, right, what I did is I told the administration last week,
Hold on,
Did
Mr.
I move-
Dittman, hold on.
if there's a way to fix it, Patty, that'd be helpful. Thank you.
No, I removed you. You said you were withdrawing from all the cases and Mr. Hicks was gonna be taking over.
I was, and you're right, but then they were going to have me file a significant number of motions to withdraw. So then I talked to administration and said, hey, to prevent an administrative burdensome on one person, can I finish the cases out? And then they said that was fine. So apparently now there's all kinds of confusion. And that's fine. I mean, I'm the one that caused this mess, so I guess I'll live with it.
Well, just to let you know, you're not on this case.
Understood. Okay.
Okay, so where are we?
Linda handed you the file.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
not sure on Mr. Moldus. I'm not sure if Mr. Hicks had to go to County Court 8. Oh, no, he's right there in the virtual courtroom screen. So he and his client are there.
Well, bottom line is, tell me who is ready.
I am. You're on.
I'm not sure if Linda took you the rest of the pleas, Judge.
I got one.
Okay, well, I'm gonna ask her why she took the other two that she had given me. Hold on, please.
We having fun yet, folks?
Patty, you there?
She's touching base with the clerk regarding the files.
Judge, there's a Linda wrote out this chart of all the cases that I told her that were ready for pleas, and a lot of them are missing plea agreement and discovery packets because they're red files. Like Orville Bailey, that's a red file, so we can't.
Cannot plead him.
No.
Ray Lopez.
I don't think he's appeared yet. He was gonna be over in civil presiding.
Okay. What about Chastity Hernandez?
Chastity Hernandez needs plea packet, needs plea agreement, discovery, and plea packet. Because she has two cases.
And it's two?
Chastity Hernandez has 627-324, 655-915.
How did we sign all of that on both cases?
It's saying that it needs the plea packet, which would come from me. And then the second case, 655-915, it needs the plea agreement, discovery, and plea packet.
Patty, I show that those have all been completed on our side at least.
Do they show that they're ready for Judge Longoria to sign?
I believe he's signed them, 655-915. Yeah, they show completed even by the clerks.
That's weird. Do you have a date?
Yes, ma'am, looks like they were done. At 8 o'clock this morning. Oh no, that was created, sorry.
I'm sorry?
It looks like it was approved by Linda on the 8th.
November 8th, on both
Yes,
of
ma'am.
them.
That's on 955 or 655915. And then
627-324
So the agreement was done at 9:45.
today.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, this is Joel. I signed and sent off the 2 papers you sent me. I don't know if we're ready or not.
I'll check just a moment.
Hey, wait, she's telling
Thank
me
you.
these are done. You signed them. Oh, okay, Your Honor. And then for 640-549 Humberto Reina, it says it needs plea agreement.
Which one's that one?
For Humberto Alfonso Reina.
Okay, that's Joanna A code 640-549.
That's the one for this afternoon. I believe it's at 1:30. It says it needs plea agreement.
Well, we need to let her know.
Miss Eagle has signed it. I'm waiting on Mr. Reyna to sign it. So I'll shoot her an email, let her know that I need her client to sign that.
Okay, and then Brandon Rogers, 641-149. It needs plea agreement, discovery, and plea packet.
I show that one awaiting judge's signature.
Yeah, everything's done, Patty. We received the discovery packet this morning, which I already did. And then I also received the plea deal final paperwork, and we sent that as well. So you should have everything from us.
All right, Judge, I'm not sure if you need to.
I'm in the Adobe right now.
Okay, all right,
got-
it's on.
I now have 11 things to sign.
Okay, sir.
I'm doing it as we speak.
And Jerry Smokes says it.
Right now.
Eddie, I didn't know if we're ready on Manuel Tavera, but
We are, Joel. We are. Just please be patient.
okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
We can come back at 1:30 if you need us to.
It's up to the judge.
Manuel's in the courtroom right now.
Patty, I don't seem to bother you, but can you put Miss Lugo and Mr. Garcia in a breakout room? I can't seem to do it, or I don't have the access to do it.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
How about now?
Okay, yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
He's gonna be here tonight too.
Your Honor, may I approach, please? This is Michael Bellavo.
Michael,
On Zavi Cavasso, trying to find the case number here right in front of me a minute ago. It's on the second page, 646213. We had signed most of the paperwork. I received some more today, and she's been checking repeatedly, and it still has not gone to her email. I do have other settings later today. Can I just recall this for one day next week?
Hey, I'm in court right now. Can I call you? No, it's all right. Can I call you back? Okay.
I just did Zavi Cavasso a moment ago.
Okay, because there was one paper she hadn't received yet.
I don't know.
I mean, if we're ready.
I don't need to talk to Jack about anything, but
The ones that are gonna be done, from my side, already done.
All right, if we're all set, we can stay around and play. I have no problem with that. I thought.
Let's double check. Give me about not even 5 minutes. We'll see if the papers get over there and we got it complete. If not, we call you not tomorrow, but Friday. Be aware that Friday there will be a jury trial.
That's fine.
Judge, I just to let you know, I don't think we have a trial lined. I know we have had a jury for Friday, but none of our cases from call docket last Friday made it.
Damn. We might be having to call 30 jury trials then. If 20 is not making it, is it?
Doesn't seem to be, not this week, Judge.
Are you talking about Friday, November 12th docket?
Yeah. No, but we're talking about.
Catherine,
we
out
have
of
a
the 22?
We have a jury panel on the 12th, don't we?
Yeah,
Yes, sir,
Patty, we
there's-
were talking about the panel that doesn't have we don't have a case going.
I'm confused. Your Honor, we have the Friday jury trial call docket Friday morning, and then the jury selection is scheduled for 1:30 that afternoon.
Right. And that's for the cases that we called last Friday.
No, sir. No, they're for this Friday. We're already done with last Friday's cases. Almost all of them got reset.
Right, Patty, we were saying that we would have gone on Friday on cases we announced on last week, but none of those were readies. So we didn't have any ready to go this week.
So can I let the court admin know to go ahead and cancel the 1:30 jurors?
Yeah, unless we're gonna try one that we called Friday morning in the afternoon. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Judge, may I approach?
Give me a moment. All right, who seeks to approach?
Ray Lopez, Your Honor. I'm here on Orville Bailey. I have the cause number if the court needs it, 619075.
Right.
Judge, he was set for a plea today. Just became aware to me that he is not a legal resident and there are immigration consequences stemming for this. I request a recess so we can try to get him a Padilla letter. I tried to explain the immigration consequences. I don't think he had a good understanding of it. I would also ask the court if there's any counsel they could appoint that could assist us
How much
explaining the
time,
immigration.
how much time we're gonna need?
I'm not sure, Judge, a month.
I'm gonna give you 45 days because you've got the immigration issue. You need Mr. Bailey to be thoroughly aware under Padilla versus Kentucky. Comply with that. Reset 45 days, Patty. 619075.
December 17th.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Thank you, Judge. Will we excuse?
Yes, sir, you are. Who seeks to approach?
Elizabeth Russell on page Clyde, Judge 655806.
Yes, ma'am.
We conferred with the state yesterday. We request a reset to submit some documents to the state for a possible deal. And then we have some motions to file on the case in terms of speedy trial as well.
Can you hold a second?
Sure.
Which one is page 5?
It's on page 3, Judge.
Okay,
I'm sorry, the cause number is 655806.
I got you. Got 2 cases on Clyde. All right, now please tell me what you were trying to tell me.
Sure, Judge. So we conferred with the state yesterday. We'd like a 30-day reset in order to get some documents that the state is requesting, as well as we're going to file a motion for speedy trial as well.
Okay. So
Ms. Clyde is in the courtroom.
That's correct. All right, you got a 30-day reset and file your speedy trial.
Thank you, Judge.
December 10th.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Hello.
Your Honor, Leslie Sahana this year. I'm here on Romero Olivares.
Yes,
Cause
sir.
number 608-977.
Yes, sir. Number 1 on the docket.
Yes, I'd like to see, I'd like to be able to talk to the AEA.
You'd like to do what?
Speak with the assistant DA.
Already. Very good. We'll set you aside to chat with the DAs. Anybody else need to make a report at this time? All right, back to the plea docket. Patricia. Who
Yes,
do we
Judge.
have? Who do we have that will plead at this time? All the papers ready.
That's nobody. Isabel Ruff. 651013. And Jason Mogus. 636071.
Okay, I've got Ms. Ruff ready and Mr.
Judge, have you been able to log on back on Zoom, refreshed it to sign documents?
I'm sorry, what was the question, Patricia?
Have you been able to log back on to Zoom Adobe for
Yeah,
signature?
a moment ago, there were 11 cases, 2 of them I am not signing. I already informed the state of that. The rest of them are.
All right. I'm having Linda check again.
We got 2 more.
Judge, Attorney Jason Joyner is asking if he can go on breakout with the prosecutor.
Of course.
And Patty, Judge, it's just me at the moment. Do you want me to stay in to do these pleas, or do you want me to confer?
Well, we're not ready on anything yet. I mean, just those two, but Linda's working, looking to see if we're ready on a few more. Judge, can she go confer while we're waiting on Linda's paperwork status?
Yes, ma'am.
Please, thank you.
All right, just for those that need to be informed. Let's see.
Hello?
Everything that I'm going to sign is signed.
She's printing out whatever you have signed, Judge.
Thank you. Eddie, you there?
Yes, Joel.
Did you say everything was signed on Manuel Tavera?
I don't remember.
I thought you said yes, but we're ready to sign anything else you need us to.
And Your Honor, just to let the court know, Attorney Brent Hardy is here. His client is in the courtroom. It was from 10/26.
Patty, can Thomas Beck ask a question?
Give me the specifics on Mr. Hardy's client, Patty. What is the case number?
Oma.
Yes, I have it right here. It's 635-544. He wasn't on the docket. 635-544.
And it is State versus who?
Adrian Grant Cabello. He has two cases, Judge. The other one is 660013.
What's the 544 charge?
Deadly conduct, misdemeanor.
And 0013.
DWI.
You said it was Brent Hardy?
Yes, sir. He's available now. The defendant is here from October 26th.
Oh, nice.
He's in the courtroom.
Okay, they can wait.
May I go ahead and go check with Linda now?
Please, I'm still waiting to see who's ready. I'm ready to take these pleas, get them out of here.
Thank you.
Judge, I think Kevin Trejo's should be ready to plead.
What's the name?
Kevin Trejo. It's on the second page, I believe. Case number is.
I got it, 647-898. I'm ready on that as soon as we got everything put together.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, may I approach? This is Thomas Beck.
Mr. Beck.
Judge, was all the paperwork in order on Anna Barron?
Ana Barron, Thomas Beck, unlawfully carrying 647-927. Have you got all the paperwork done? We're ready here on this side, just,
Well, I can't open what I sent. I mean, I sent a plea paper, but I'm asking you if it's done. And you're asking me.
I hear. That's what I'm trying to verify right now.
I just hate to sit here all day and then have Patty say that something's not done or I signed the plea paper, plea package. But I don't know, is there a
I had
discovery?
received an email saying that everything had been final from Miss Patty.
What's that?
Just hold tight. Hold, just wait just a few more minutes. It's 10:49.
Judge, this is,
What we're looking for right now is to see that we here at the court have all the paperwork properly ready. If we do, those that are ready, complete, we're gonna hear now.
Judge, this is Joel Richardson. May I approach?
Joel Richardson for the 7th time. What can I do for you, sir?
I want to assure you that we completed all the paperwork to the best of my knowledge.
I understand that. You've informed us of that several times, Joel. Just
right.
You're gonna have to wait like everybody else is.
I can come back at 1:30 if you need me to, but I'm ready to go whenever you are. So
if you want to return at 1:30.
No, this is the only case I have today. I'll wait all morning to your schedule and discretion. And
Joel, you go ahead and come back at 1:30. We'll see what we got going at that time. If your patients are if everything is complete, I'll do it at that time. If they're not, you're gonna have to wait.
You want me to wait until you recess for noon? Because my client's there and I can wait another hour and a half if I need to or whatever.
I'm not quite sure what the hell you're asking, Joel.
Judge, we have stuff coming back at 1:30.
We have a
And
bunch of cases coming back at 1:30 and even one at 2 o'clock. Couple of them.
I can go right now if you want me to wait another hour. It's up to you. If you want me to wait another hour. So
let me repeat what I have said about 4 times now.
Okay.
Those who have their paperwork complete, including my signature, which I'm led to believe I've got everything done on that. Those that are complete, we're gonna handle. Those that are not, it speaks for itself. I realize it's a little bit of frustration for everybody. I'm frustrated myself. I just had another one assigned, Romero Olivares. It wasn't there 5 minutes ago.
Judge, may I ask a question?
Absolutely.
My attorney hasn't been online and it's 11 o'clock. Do I still wait?
What is your name? I don't have it in front of me.
Sorry, this is Nia Whitby with Cornelius Cox.
Oh, okay. Mr. Cox is usually in around 11.
Okay, so just keep waiting.
I'm sorry that you're having to sit and wait and don't have any idea where he's at. Stick around, please. I'm sorry to propose like that, but we'll have to wait for him. We haven't heard from him.
Okay, thank you.
Now, attorneys, I see Thomas Beck. I see Michael Bellevue. I see John Fox. I see Brent Hardy. And of course, Joel Richardson. I see Bob Hicks. I see Ashley Morgan. I see Ken Bell. Dante Dominguez.
Morning, Judge.
I see all you guys. I'm aware that you're here. I'm sorry that we're having all this paperwork crap holding us up. As soon as I've got everything set, we'll call you and I don't care if 10 of you, we'll do 10. So why don't y'all take a 5-minute break, relax a little bit. I might do that myself, but right now I'm still trying to follow up on all this paperwork.
Yes, sir.
Just so y'all are aware, for whatever the hell the reason, today on my docket, I've got 19 cases that are supposed to plead. Now, how in the world that happened, I don't know. But I'll take every one of them. I don't care if it takes me till 10 o'clock at night. Of course, you don't want to hear that because you don't want to be here at 10 o'clock at night.
Judge, can I get a reset?
Thomas Beck?
Yes. I mean, I kind of do the math here. I can't even get y'all to tell me if you have all the paperwork. And with that many pleas, I don't want to be here till 10 o'clock tonight.
I don't blame you.
And it just, maybe you won't set me on a day where there's 19 pleas.
Let me, Patricia, are you hearing us? She's over there trying to get all that paperwork put together.
I mean, I hate to sit here until 10:30 tonight and then they say that they don't have paperwork.
Obviously, we're not going to do that, Thomas, but
I
was being facetious. How's that a good lawyer word?
I was too.
Judge, we used to have court on Saturdays. I remember going to the courthouse on Saturdays years ago. Judge Mary presiding.
I've only had to serve appear on a Saturday one time in my 48 years of being a lawyer. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're ready on these 4.
Okay, good news. We're ready on 4. Does that include?
Yes, that's
5.
Yes.
Okay, let me have them. Tell me who they are and I'll call them right now. I know we got Mogus.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Bob, we're gonna do Mr. Mogus, all right?
Romero Olivares,
Romero Olivares.
608-977.
I'd like to.
977. Lee Olivares. That's Leslie's client.
Judge, I'm showing that the plea agreement from the state on Olivares is not done.
Judge Linda said we can do these. There's 3 of them that we're waiting for plea agreements on. Olivares, Smokes, and Cavazo.
Here.
We've got everything else but the plea agreement on those 3.
All right.
608-977. Did you find it?
Romero Olivares. Yes.
Okay. 641-149. Brandon Rogers.
Brandon Rogers will be up.
642-402. Jerry Smokes.
642.
402. That's Jason Joyner's client.
Yeah.
42402. Jerry Riedel, Readell Smokes. Attorneys Jason Joyner, so UCW Handgun MB. And the
All right.
last,
Okay.
the next one is for 646-213, Zavi Nicole Cavazo.
I got her right here. Okay.
Judge, if I may, on Hernandez, Patty, did you need me to just email you the completed signed copy?
Who's talking?
Chastity Hernandez is Ken Bell talking to me.
The rest of them, Judge? No, and we're ready, also ready on 647-898. Kevin Lewis Trejo, James Hunt. On Ken Bell's, Judge, I don't know what it's missing, but it's missing paperwork It's not complete.
Ken Bell, your packet is incomplete, so.
I have completions on the plea agreement, the discovery acknowledgement, as well as the submission from the state.
Okay.
I have judges'
You
signatures
call
on
them
all those.
Monday or Tuesday?
Yes, sir, the other ones that aren't
Okay,
ready.
those of you that are not ready, or that for whatever the reason I cannot call, I will be glad to recall you Monday or Tuesday. Give me your choice. Ken Bell, do you want to recall Monday or Tuesday?
Yes, sir.
You're just so happy you could make an announcement, right?
How about Tuesday, Judge?
Tuesday. Ken, I will recall you Tuesday. I'm sorry about the delay.
In the interim, is there anything I can do to help figure out what we're missing?
We'll try and get it done. We'll get back to you, but right now, I'm not gonna make you sit here.
Okay.
All right. Ivan Barrera, has he ever showed up? All right. Joanne Akel on Humberto Reina. John Fox, we're ready on yours.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're ready on Les Sahanovich on Romero Olivares.
Yes, sir.
Ashley Morgan, we're not ready on yours.
Are you sure, Judge? I have all the paperwork signed from you, but I'm good either way.
Oh, Jerry Cofer,
Uh-huh.
let me give it a try.
I don't have that ready by Linda.
Okay. That's okay. I can have a reset. That's fine.
You want me to recall it Monday or Tuesday?
Joe, I was just thinking about you. I know you
Let me take a quick look, Judge.
What do we work out on the top of it? I had to go to another court. I was checking with Monica, and Monica Ford.
Somebody needs to mute.
He sent an email out.
It's Ashley.
Sorry, I'm on a different Zoom, Judge. Let's do Tuesday if that works for you.
Tuesday. We'll do it Tuesday, Ashley, with my
Thank you.
apologies.
That's okay, Judge.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Michael Bellavo, we're ready on you.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes. James Hunt,
Yes,
we're ready on Trejo.
thank you.
We're ready on Mogus. Patricia,
Yes,
we're ready.
yes.
We're ready on
Smokes.
Smokes. Jason Joyner. All right.
Judge, we're ready.
Judge, can I get a reset? If you could at least tell me if my paperwork's in order or something. I mean, apparently, I mean, of course, I hate to have a reset and then sit here for hours.
Mr. Beck, I'm with you. We'll
who's your-
reset you. His
Who's your
case,
client? Mr. Beck?
Barron,
Is the paperwork in order?
647927, Barron.
No, it needs discovery and plea packet.
I sent the plea packet.
Okay, well, somebody has not signed it. Is that somebody? Could be me, although I sign everything that goes over to Adobe.
I don't know, Judge. I just know I signed it. And if I don't have discovery, I can't send myself the discovery agreement.
I understand all
Judge,
that.
I'm showing that the discovery and the plea agreement have both been signed by you and approved by the clerks on this case.
Right.
So Barron is ready, actually.
On the state's end, yes, the discovery and the plea agreement have been approved by the clerks.
I'm gonna check with Linda, Judge.
Well, I'm gonna get going.
I can't have a reset, Judge. I don't know what's going on. I mean,
Give me a couple of minutes, Mr. Beck. At this time, the court calls case number 608977, State of Texas versus Romero Olivares. That's Les Sahanovich. 641149, State versus Brandon Rogers. That's John Fox. 644257, State versus Jerry Cofer. That's Ashley Morgan. I think we we reschedule her for Tuesday, Patty?
Yes, sir.
646-213 State versus Zavi Cavazo. That's Michael Bellavo. 647-898 State versus Kevin Trejo. That's James Hunt. 636071 State versus Jason Mogus. Bob Hicks.
Ready, Your Honor.
642402 State versus Smokes, Jerry Smokes. And that's Jason joins. But those of you that are present, and I'm talking about the defendant, please raise your right hand.
Raise your right hand. Your Honor, I'm sorry to break in, but I thought that Ms. Ruff paperwork was ready to roll. If we could get her added to that.
Which case is yours?
Isabel Ruff.
651013.
Is that ready, Patty?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll include Ms. Ruff.
Man down.
Those of you that are defendants in these matters that I've just called. Romero Olivares, where are you? Romero Olivares. Les Sahanovich, too bad, your client's not answering. Brandon Rogers.
My client's there. I don't think he knows to answer. I see him on the screen.
You're gonna add her? We're ready on her. Ruff.
Yes, sir.
Brandon Rogers, I see you.
Here, sir.
Raise your right hand. Gopher. I think Gopher we've excused. Zavi Cavazo. I see you. Raise your right hand. Brandon, I don't see your right hand. There you go. Keep it up.
Sir.
Kevin Trejo. Kevin Trejo. I don't see or hear Kevin Trejo. Isabel Ruff. Isabel Ruff.
Hello, Judge.
There you are. Raise your right hand.
Okay, hands up.
Mr. Mogus, Jason Mogus.
Yes, sir. Your Honor.
And Jerry Smokes. Very good. Mr. Smokes, you're muted, but I can see your hand. Do each of you solemnly swear that in these proceedings, the information and responses you submit will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Mr. Olivares? Romero Olivares? Okay. Less too bad.
Your Honor,
Brandon
Mr.
Rogers. Brandon Rogers.
Yes, sir.
All right. You may put your hand down. Zavi Cavazo.
Yes.
Thank you. Put your hand down. Kevin Trejo. Kevin Trejo.
His video is off, but he's on mute. Can you unmute Mr. Trejo?
I don't see or hear him. I'm sorry, James. Isabel Ruff.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Jason Mogus.
Yes, sir. Your Honor.
Thank you. You may put your hand down. And Jerry Smokes.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. All right, to all of you, I need to inform each of you that you have constitutional rights and protections. I have to put those on the record. The first one that each of you has is the right to remain silent. That means all of you individually have the right that you cannot be required or compelled to make any kind of statement. You cannot be required to answer questions. You cannot be forced to submit written paperwork that has your signature, especially papers that admit or confess to wrongdoing. You understand you have that right?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yes.
Excuse me, Judge, are you going to ask them individually?
Mr.
Everybody
Mogus,
was answering at once and I wasn't sure.
Mr. Mogus,
Yes. Yes, sir. I understand, Your Honor.
Ms. Ruff?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Kevin Trejo? Still no response. Okay. Zavi Cavasso?
Yes, I understand.
Very good. And Brandon Rogers?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Each of you has the right to a jury trial. That means that each of you and your attorney could select 6 people. I can wait as long as y'all want to, folks. Each of you has the right to select 6 people from a jury pool of disinterested citizens. They would decide whether the evidence, the trial proves you guilty beyond reasonable doubt or whether you're not guilty. That's called the right to a jury trial. Do each of you understand you have that right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Yes.
Each of you has the right to confront witnesses. That means each of you has, if you decide to go to trial, the state would have to put up witnesses. And each of you and your attorney would have the right to question, cross-examine, or challenge any witness who would testify. That's simply called the right of confrontation. In addition, each of you has a right to appeal. That is a technical motion or a right, but it is difficult. You need to know that it has time limitations. You have to know or be aware of the forms and the materials that you have to use for the appeal. Nonetheless, it is a right where you can demand that a higher court review the official record and for whatever challenge you wanted to make, legal challenge. It's called the right of appeal. Do all of you understand that? Is anyone does not understand that? Good. You also, each of you has the right to demand that the entire proceeding, including the judge and everyone else, be in an open public courtroom. That right is being curtailed right now because of the COVID pandemic.
It's 11:15.
Each of you then has to sign and has to have signed and reviewed a document called consent to video conference. Did each of you sign that consent? Did
Yes,
anyone that did
Your
not
Honor, we
sign
did
the consent? Hello, Bob?
Mr. Mogus' behalf, I'm going to have to say no, he did not, since he's physically present in the courtroom.
You need to sign that because we're still doing this by video conference, Mr. Hicks. Despite the fact that he is in public courtroom, it is not a full-fledged public courtroom hearing. That would require that the state be there, the defense, the everyone. So make sure that that gets signed before you're through. Now, each of you had a document. It's titled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions. That document includes your identification. It finds you, the case number, the court number. It includes what you're charged with. It includes an acknowledgement by each of you individually that you have been made aware of and have been reviewed the defendant constitutional rights and protections, all those rights that I just discussed with you. It reminds you of that in writing. So also it tells you, reminds you that the deal that each of you made is not binding on the court. I have to say yes or no. It is my authority and my responsibility. I also can punish you within the range of punishment for the offense that you are pleading on. And if I give you a punishment that's within the range but greater than what you agreed to, or if I reject your deal outright, the law would allow you to start all over again. So all of this is going on in this document. It tells you that. Is there anyone that did not review and sign that document? Mr. Olivares? Brandon Rogers? Zabi Cavazo? Kevin Trejo? Isabel Ruff? Jason Richard Mogus?
Yes, sir, I reviewed that and
Right.
my attorney.
Does anyone have any question about the documents that you have signed?
No, sir.
All right, attorneys, did each of you review with your client the documents involved in this case and counsel them as they signed those documents? Is there any one of you attorneys that did not do that?
No, Your Honor.
In addition, pardon me?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. In addition, did each of you sign an affirmation, an acknowledgement that the state has complied with Article 39.14 in providing all of the discovery that was required by law? Anyone that feels that that is not complied with? All right. So now, Mr. Rogers, are you a U.S. citizen? Brandon Rogers.
I believe he's muted.
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay. Romero Olivares, did he ever show up, Les?
Yes, Judge, he's there. So he's on, his phone died, he came back on.
Where is he at?
He is on the screen, Judge. Let's see, I saw him on here. What happened to him?
He's there under Romeo Olivares.
Oh, I see him, Romeo Olivares. He's there, Judge.
All right. So, Mr. Olivares, are you a U.S. citizen? Okay,
Judge,
if you don't answer, if you don't answer, you're not completing that. I'm sorry. Zabi Cavazo, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Kevin Trejo, are you a U.S. citizen? Yes. Kevin Trejo? Kevin Trejo, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Isabel Ruff?
Yes, I am.
Jason Mogus?
Yes, sir.
Yes, he is, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge. U.S.
And,
citizen.
Mr. Smokes?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Smokes. Now, each of you has made an agreement with the state, and each of you has signed a form that says that I, as the judge, certify to you that you do not have a right of appeal. Now, at this point, we're going to go ahead and continue with the plea. On Romero Olivares, he has a charge of UCW motor vehicle. What is the state going to do on that? Is there any motion or anything?
No motion, Judge.
All right. Mr. Olivares to the charge of unlawfully carrying a weapon in a vehicle. What is your plea?
There's no contest, however.
And that is a Class A, is that right, State?
That is, Judge, but I don't think Mr. Oliveras entered the plea. I think that was his attorney telling him what the plea would be.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to talk, Judge.
I'm sorry?
I'm trying to get him to speak. He's on there and I'm trying to.
Okay, we're gonna discontinue yours, Mr. Sahanovic. This is about the fourth or fifth time that I don't get a response. We'll have to do them individually.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Brandon Rogers,
Yes, sir.
you're charged with cruelty to a non-livestock animal. State, is there a plea bargain?
Yes, there is.
What is that, ma'am?
9 months deferred adjudication, $500 fine plus court costs, 36 hours community service, and $50 Crime Stoppers fee.
Mr. Rogers, to the charge of cruelty to a non-livestock animal, how do you plead, sir?
No contest.
A no contest plea, and I remind all of you, is considered a guilty plea. And is sufficient for me to convict you on the charge that you're involved with. You understand that, Mr. Rogers?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right. Then we'll wait momentarily. Zavi Cavasso, you were charged with DWI. State, what is the agreement with Ms. Cavasso?
State has no motions, will be proceeding as charged. The agreement is 180 days, probated for 12 months, $500 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education, victim impact panel live.
I'm sorry?
Victim impact panel live,
Okay.
TAP evaluation, and ignition interlock for half the term.
Ms. Cavasso, to the charge of DWI, what is your plea, ma'am?
No contest.
You understand that a no contest plea is sufficient for me to convict you on this matter?
Yes, I do.
All right. Kevin Trejo. Did Mr. Trejo ever, were you there?
Yes, yes.
You two were charged with DWI. What is the agreement state?
Again, there's no motions on this case, proceeding as charged. 180 days probated for 12 months. $500 fine plus court costs. 48 hours community service. DWI education. Victim impact panel live. TAP evaluation. Ignition interlock for half the term, and restitution to be determined to Matthew Vela, V-E-L-A.
That is our agreement, Your Honor.
Mr. Trejo, to the charge of DWI, how do you plead, sir?
Guilty.
To the charge of DWI, Mr. Trejo, how do you plead?
Guilty.
All right, sir. I accept your plea. Ms. Ruff, you were charged with DWI extreme intoxication. State, what is the agreement there?
Your Honor, there is a motion on this one. State moves to abandon the extreme intoxication enhancement and proceed on a first.
All right,
And then on the first, the agreement is 12 months deferred adjudication, $500 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, TAP evaluation, and ignition interlock for half the term.
this rough to the charge. Well, first of all, the court grants the motion. Defense, do you have any objection to the motion? Mr. Dominguez, hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. No objection, Your Honor.
There being no objection, the court grants the motion to waive and abandon the enhancement. And we are now proceeding on DWI first, Ms. Ruff, which makes it in a different category of punishment. Also makes it available for you to have deferred adjudication. To that charge, ma'am, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll come back to you shortly. Jason Mogus. You were charged with obstruction. Is that correct? Bob? What is the charge against Mr. Mogus? I don't hear you, Bob.
Judge, it is obstruction. That's correct.
Obstruction is correct, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement on that?
Judge, this is a JSAT. It's a $0 fine plus court costs, 1 day Bexar County Jail, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent, and that would satisfy the judgment.
What is he pleading though? To what?
No contest, I assume.
No contest, Your Honor, and I'm sorry I had the microphone turned off because my phone kept ringing.
No contest to the charge of obstruction?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Mogus, officially, what is your plea to the charge of obstruction?
Your Honor, I am pleading no contest. If I can make one statement. This happened right when COVID started and I was going through a tough time. I lost my job and it was just a bad time. And I apologize to Bexar County and to the state of Texas. I respect Bexar County and you, Judge, very much. And I apologize for my behavior that day. And I'm trying to make it up and make it right. I'm currently working full time. I've been going to AA. I went through treatment and I'm doing the best job I can to be a positive citizen in the United States of America and in Texas and Bexar County. That was my statement, Your Honor. And I appreciate you being here.
All right, sir. Mr. Mogus, I accept your plea of guilty.
No contest, Your Honor.
I accept your plea of no contest to the charge. That plea of no contest is considered a guilty plea by this court and is sufficient for me to convict you. You understand that? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Then I accept your plea. I approve the agreement on punishment. You're sentenced to 1 day Bexar County Jail. We give you credit for time served, time and money run concurrent. This case, sir, you owe on this charge, on this particular case number, you owe nothing further to the state of Texas or this court.
Thank you, Judge Longoria. I appreciate you, sir.
All right, Mr. Hicks, make sure that he affixes his thumbprint to the documents as required by law. That'll be back with the people in the office here.
We'll go back and do that, Your Honor. And I tried to fill out a video conference form here in court and there was none. So I went back to chambers and they explained to me that the video conference form is part of the plea packet that goes out online. So I'll have to get Patty to send me one and I will sign off on it And with the court's permission and Mr. Moses's permission, I will sign for both parties.
All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Smokes.
Thank you,
You're
Judge.
charged with unlawfully carrying a weapon in a motor vehicle. State, what is the agreement on Mr. Smokes?
The agreement is 8 months deferred adjudication, $300 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, complete a gun safety course, and forfeiture of the weapon to the DA's office.
All right. To the charge of unlawfully carrying a weapon in a motor vehicle, Mr. Smokes, how do you plead?
No contest.
You understand that a no contest plea is considered a guilty plea in this court, right?
Sure.
What kind of weapon was it that we're talking about, sir?
It's a 9mm.
That
Smith
tells
and
me
Wesson.
that's the caliber. What is the brand?
Smith and Wesson
That's a good weapon. Where did you get it, sir?
Academy.
And Judge, if I may, as part of this, my client has been on bond for 16 months. And we would ask that you would consider early termination upon successfully completing all the conditions of this probation. He's been supervised through pretrial services during this entire time. And he's just looking forward to trying to put this behind him.
All right. I have no objection to your filing an appropriate motion for early termination once it is completed. Are you telling me that it's already completed at this point?
It's not yet, Judge, but I just wanted to make sure that you weren't going to have any opposition to that. The only other thing I'd like to address as well, actually two things. The community service hours, we'd like permission for him to make a donation to either the Gabriel Fund or the San Antonio Food Bank in lieu of doing the community service.
All right, Mr. Smokes, how do you make a living?
I work at a hospital as a court liaison, so I only make $18 an hour.
Okay. How long have you worked there?
This hospital, I've been working there since March. Previously, I've been doing this for about 5 years.
All right. How many children do you support?
I have one on the way.
Well, God bless you and your child. All right. Is this the agreement that y'all made, Mr. Joyner?
It is, Judge. And one last thing to address, he had some personal property that was taken from him at the time of the arrest. Obviously, we know that he's not going to be getting his gun back, but we would ask that he be allowed to collect any sort of personal belongings, including his cash that was confiscated at the time of arrest.
I am uncomfortable with requiring him to forfeit the Smith & Wesson. How much did that cost you when you bought it?
I bought it with my stimulus check, so it cost me like $450, Your Honor.
Yeah, I know.
And honestly, if they tested the weapon, it had never even been fired. I hadn't even got to go take my my firing test with the gun so I can get my license.
Let me think about this a little bit. I'm not going to conclude that at this time.
Yes, sir.
You have pleaded no contest. I accept your plea of no contest. I find you guilty. I'm going to have to consider your punishment shortly.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go back. We'll go through this again. Brandon Rogers.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Do you have any children?
Yes, sir. I got 4.
What are their ages?
she's 3, it's 6, 8, and 9.
Okay. And what income do you make?
I just started a new job. I lost my job, the previous job, because of this case, and I just barely started this job. Like, it's been a month. I make 17 an hour.
Good. All right. Does your wife work outside the house?
Yes, here and there, sir. She also, she babysits as well.
All right. For all of you that have applied for probation, did any of you, are all of you aware of the form and what it means when you've asked this court to grant you probation? Is there any of you that did not understand? I take that silence to be no. In addition, for those that get deferred adjudication, that is a very beneficial form of probation. Probation is a written legal binding agreement between you and this court. But with deferred adjudication, even though there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, I don't. And then if you live up to 100% of the conditions of supervision, then what happens is the case gets dismissed without you being convicted of whatever charge you pled on. Now, Mr. Rogers.
Yes, sir.
You are granted 9 months deferred adjudication. If any of you get deferred and you violate the conditions of probation, the state may ask me to give you a hearing after notice. And at that time, if the evidence to me is sufficient, then I will give you a conviction, which will follow you the rest of your life. And you'll be looking at a full 100% of the range of punishment, which is, in your case, that's a class A, isn't it, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
That means a fine anywhere from $0 to $4,000 and jail from 0 days to 1 year. You are fined $500 plus court costs. You will perform 36 hours of community service restitution. You will pay a $50 donation to Crime Stoppers. Your supervisory fee will be $29 a month. Do not leave this hearing until you've met with Ms. Luna. She will put you on she'll get you started on probation.
Yes, sir.
All right. Zavi Cavasso. How do you make a living, ma'am?
I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Okay, how many children have you got?
I have 3,
What are their ages?
7, 4, and I have a 2-month-old.
Your supervisory fee will be $25 a month. You're pled no contest?
Yes.
And you were fined $500. I'm going to probate half of that. If you live up to all the conditions as you're supposed to and you're giving your word, then you pay $250, not $500. You're sentenced to 180 days, Bexar County Jail, suspended, probated for 12 months. You'll perform 48 hours of community service restitution. You'll complete the DWI education program, Victim Impact Panel Live. You'll submit to a TAP evaluation and the recommendations. You'll have ignition interlock on your vehicle installed for 6 continuous months. During that time, you're not to drive any other vehicle. As I said, the supervisory fee will be the minimum, which is $25 a month. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right.
Judge, it's John Fox. May I be excused on Mr. Rogers?
Yes, sir. Be sure he sticks around for meeting with Ms. Luna.
Yes, he'll stay here, Judge. Thank you. Aaron. Have a good day.
You too, John. Isabel Ruff. How do you make a living, man? Isabel Ruff, how do you make a living, man?
Adrian,
Her picture is frozen. That means she can't answer at this point.
it might be, I'll check with that, Your Honor.
Mr. Smokes, I think we've completed yours, except that I have a great deal of difficulty charging you or making you lose $450 investment in your weapon. What is it that you do for a living?
Judge, he's a court liaison. Jerry.
Yes.
What does that mean?
What do you do for a living, Jerry?
I assist the doctors in filing OPCs, med compels, any court document related to mental health.
Do you have any kind of a criminal history?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I will not require the forfeiture of the weapon. I do not agree with that. You bought it from Academy in your name, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, it was a legitimate purchase. How old are you?
I'm 29. I'll be 30 in April.
All right. I will not impose that, but I do accept the rest of it. You granted 8 months deferred, $300 court costs, 48 community service hours, gun safety program. All right. Do not leave this meeting until you've met with Ms. Luna.
Judge, did you just determine if he was gonna donate at what rate?
Okay. If you wish to donate, I will authorize a donation. But that'll be for, if you want to donate, and since I'm not charging you this, the weapon, I'll want you to donate at $11 an hour for any and all hours that you want to do.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now you can do that. My preference is the Gabriel Project, but you can also opt for the San Antonio Food Bank. All right.
And Judge, sorry, just
All of you, each of you has to, you have 1 week to come in and have your thumbprint placed on the official documents as required by law. Somebody was asking something?
Judge, just to clarify on Jerry Smokes, I had asked about releasing his personal property. Now that this case has been closed out, we would ask that you give permission for him to collect any personal belongings from
Bring me an appropriate written order and I will grant it.
I'll do that, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, what was his supervisory fees, please?
On Mr. Smokes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that'll be $29 a month supervisory fee.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Your Honor, briefly, Kevin Trejo dropped off during the plea.
I know. We were trying to get it done and I was not hearing him anymore, so he is still open. And let's see. Michael Bellavo, did we finish you on Ms. Cavazo? I think so.
You did, Judge.
But what, okay, yeah, $25. I think that concludes everybody. We've got John.
No, you need to finish Isabel, Nicole Ruff.
Yeah, Ms. Ruff. Stop responding. What happened with that?
I've been asking her to start to unmute and to start her video, and she has not been responded.
I'm trying to get to the bottom of that right now, Your Honor. I apologize.
Well, then the rest of you then are excused, with the exception of those that are placed on probation. You need to visit with Ms. Luna. And all of you need to come in within a week and put your thumbprint on the document.
Your Honor, may I reset Kevin Trejo for Tuesday?
Sorry?
Can I reset Kevin Trejo for Tuesday?
Patricia?
Yes, Judge, that's fine.
Okay.
Reset.
Thank you.
Approach, Judge.
Yes.
Nia Whitby, is there any prosecutors available or not?
I'm sorry, say again?
Is there any prosecutors available, Judge?
Yes, they are.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna finish these pleas first.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
I think we finished those that were ready. Is that correct, Patty?
Kind of. We were trying to finish Miss Isabel Nicole Ruff.
I know, but that, we're, as far as we're concerned, we're through. She disappeared on us. We'll have to resubmit or redo the situation. All right, Ken Bell, where are you at?
Right here, Your Honor.
Where are we on Ms. Chastity Hernandez, Patty?
We're going to reset the plea until Tuesday, but pretrial had filed a request for increase in bond on a warrant. And I'm asking you to deny that or rescind it. It's based on the installation of ignition interlock, but we have an affidavit of non-driving on file.
No, you coming back Tuesday?
Yes, sir. We'll be back Tuesday to do the plea.
And pretrial once, yeah, I know, I've signed some stuff on Ms. Hernandez.
Yeah, I'm asking you to lift those orders. We have a travel permit in place to let her go to her sister's wedding.
Uh-huh.
And they came right back at the end of last week and asked for a warrant because she had not installed the ignition interlock. Everything else is already set and except for her to go and get installed and all that good stuff.
What is this date of this case?
Say again?
What is the date of the alleged offense?
The offense is from 2019, November. And she does not drive. She doesn't own a vehicle.
Well, how did you get a DWI if she doesn't drive?
When she, back in 2019, she was driving. Ever since then, she hasn't owned a vehicle. She got rid of that vehicle. She's been doing the Uber and the Lyft and public transportation.
All right, we'll recall the warrant until Tuesday.
Thank you, sir.
You better sure as hell not get in trouble between now and Tuesday, kid. The court would be greatly offended.
Oh yeah, she won't. We've been on her about it.
Judge, if you can ask Mr. Bell to chat his client's email address to me.
Sure.
That we can finish the paperwork. All right, who else? Thomas Beck, you've been very patient. Where are we with you?
Judge, I have submitted all the paperwork. My client signed the plea package. I'm waiting for you guys to tell me if you have it. My client, I signed the discovery agreement. I signed the plea package. My client signed
it says that we still need a plea packet from her.
Miss Emmerich is online. Miss Emmerich, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, I'm unmuted.
You told me you had signed the plea package.
Yes, sir, I have. And I also received the email from Miss Patty stating that everything has been finalized.
Okay, so it should be Judge Longoria. I don't know if you can find that under, we have her listed as Barron. Yeah, Ana Eileen Barron.
But she also uses the name Emmerich. I don't know if that.
Did you want me to check with Linda if you've signed that already, Judge?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay.
Patty, this is Joel. Did you have time to answer a question?
Go.
Only if it's, never mind. Go ahead, Joel.
I didn't want to mention anything. Judge Longoria would say.
Judge, can I stop YouTube?
Pardon me?
Judge, may I stop YouTube?